9 products you must avoid immediately and which ones are actually safe. They've been lying to you. Right now, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, even in your bedroom, there are products you use every day that could be silently damaging your health. And the worst part? They made you believe they were completely safe. In this video, we're going to reveal 9 everyday products you should stop using immediately. These aren't rumors or internet theories. We're talking about real ingredients, real health risks, and hidden truths that companies don't want you to know. But it's not all bad news. If you stay until the end, I'll show you which products are actually safe. Clean, reliable options recommended by experts who care about your well-being. If you care about what enters your home and your body, like this video right now and subscribe, because the next few minutes could radically change the way you shop, clean, and live. Let's begin. Let's start with one of the most common and dangerously deceptive products in American homes, air fresheners. They're sold as something clean, safe, and refreshing. You spray some Febreze or plug in a Glade diffuser, and suddenly your house smells like lavender or ocean breeze. But what you're really breathing is a cocktail of synthetic chemicals that shouldn't be in your lungs. Most air fresheners contain volatile organic compounds, known as VOCs, like formaldehyde, benzene, and phthalates. These are linked to respiratory problems, hormonal disruptions, and even increased cancer risk with prolonged exposure. A 2021 University of Washington study found that over 80% of scented products emitted at least one potentially hazardous compound, and none appeared on the label. Phthalates, in particular, are used to make the scent last longer, but they've also been shown to interfere with testosterone production and are especially dangerous for children and pregnant women. And here's the most shocking part. Many of these chemicals are restricted or banned in the European Union, but in the United States, they're still allowed and almost never mentioned on labels. That means the spray you use to clean the air could be filling your home with toxins every time you breathe. So while commercials show a happy family enjoying a fresh environment, the truth behind that scent is far from pleasant. And sadly, air fresheners are just the beginning. Next up, non-stick cookware, the supposed miracle of modern kitchens. Teflon pans became a household staple because of their convenience. You don't need oil, nothing sticks, and they clean easily. Sounds perfect, right? But what you don't see is what's released into your food and air every time those pans heat up. Most non-stick cookware is coated with a substance called PTFE, better known as Teflon. While considered stable at low temperatures, once it exceeds 260 degrees C, it begins to break down. This releases toxic fumes linked to flu-like symptoms in humans, a condition known as Teflon flu, and even death in pet birds. Even worse, older products were made with PFOA, a substance so persistent and dangerous it's been called a forever chemical. It's linked to cancer, liver damage, and developmental problems. Although PFOA was phased out in the US, it was replaced by similar compounds that, according to many experts, could be equally or even more dangerous. Countries like Denmark and Norway have taken firm measures to completely eliminate these substances. Meanwhile, in the United States, millions of people continue cooking daily with cookware that releases invisible toxins. So while advertising shows eggs sliding perfectly across the pan, what you don't see is what could be entering your body. Let's move to the next product, one you probably touch every day without realizing it. Next product, antibacterial soap, the one that made us feel we were being extra clean and responsible. For years, brands like Dial promised to eliminate 99.9% of germs. Sounds reassuring, especially after a global pandemic. But the reality is that many antibacterial soaps don't just eliminate bacteria, they also introduce new risks to your body and the environment. The key ingredient? Triclosan, a chemical that used to be in everything from soaps to toothpaste. It was sold as safe and effective, but over time, studies showed it can alter hormones, contribute to antibiotic resistance, and damage the microbiome, those good bacteria your body needs to stay healthy. In fact, the FDA banned triclosan in over-the-counter antibacterial soaps in 2016. But what's happening today? It still appears in some personal care products and imported soaps, with very little regulation. And the most ironic part, regular soap with water works just as well to eliminate germs, without the long-term risks. You don't need harsh chemicals to be clean, but millions of people continue buying these products believing they're the healthier option. So while the label says safe and powerful, the truth is these products are obsolete, exaggerated, and potentially harmful. And if that surprised you, wait until you discover what might be hiding in your food containers. Next on the list, plastic food containers, the ones you probably use every day to store leftovers or take food to work. Brands like Rubbermaid, Ziploc, and even generic supermarket containers are everywhere. They're cheap, lightweight, and practical. But here's what almost nobody tells you. Many contain BPA, a chemical that can leach into your food, especially when heated. BPA, or bisphenol A, is a recognized endocrine disruptor. That means it mimics hormones in your body, particularly estrogen, and can interfere with functions as basic as fertility or neurological development. Even at low doses, prolonged exposure has been linked to reproductive problems, difficulties in child development, and increased risk of certain cancers. And here's the real problem. Most people heat their food directly in these containers, and when plastic heats up, especially if it's old or scratched, BPA and other chemicals can easily pass into food. Some brands now say BPA-free, but that's not always a guarantee. Many replace it with BPS or BPF, similar compounds that could be equally harmful. Meanwhile, countries like France have banned BPA in all food containers. In the United States, it's only banned in baby bottles. Everything else remains completely legal. So while you think you're saving time and money reusing that plastic container, you could be serving yourself a dose of hormonal imbalance with every meal. And that brings us to the next hidden risk, one that smells good but silently contaminates. Let's talk about scented candles, that cozy, relaxing touch many of us use to make our home feel warmer and more pleasant. You go to Bath & Body Works, choose a candle that smells like sweet vanilla or eucalyptus rain, and think you're doing something good for your space. But what if that scent is actually filling your house with toxic particles? Most commercial candles are made with paraffin wax, a petroleum byproduct. When burned, paraffin releases benzene and toluene, both known carcinogens. Basically, you're burning fuel-grade chemicals inside your house and breathing them for hours. And that's just the wax. The synthetic fragrances used to create those pleasant aromas often contain phthalates, which can alter hormones, trigger asthma, or cause headaches. Many wicks also contain traces of heavy metals, especially in cheap candles, which release toxic fumes when lit. Now imagine lighting one of these candles in a small, closed room. No ventilation, hours of exposure day after day. Although the label says made with love or aromatherapy, the reality is many of these candles create indoor air pollution worse than a smog-filled city. Instead, beeswax or coconut wax candles with natural essential oils burn cleanly without hidden health risks. So before you light that candle to relax, ask yourself, what are you really breathing? And speaking of what you breathe, the next product on the list is one you spray throughout the house, thinking you're making everything cleaner. Now let's look at something millions of people spray every day, believing they're making their home safer: chemical cleaning sprays. Products like Lysol and Clorox promise to eliminate 99.9% of germs. Their image conveys total cleanliness. But what do those bottles really contain? Many of these sprays include ammonia, chlorine, synthetic fragrances, and quaternary ammonium compounds, known as quats, very powerful disinfectants. While effective against germs, they come with a high cost to health. Studies have shown that regular use of these products can cause chronic respiratory problems. In fact, a 20-year European study concluded that using cleaning sprays daily is as damaging to lungs as smoking 20 cigarettes a day, especially for women who clean frequently. And the fragrances added to mask the chemical smell, they often contain phthalates, which can alter hormones and trigger migraines or asthma attacks. And unlike a factory, our homes don't have industrial ventilation. So when you spray these chemicals in enclosed spaces like the bathroom or kitchen, you end up breathing a toxic cloud. Ironically, what you thought was cleaning might actually be contaminating your indoor air and damaging your lungs. Safer alternatives exist: vinegar, baking soda, plant-based formulas that disinfect without risking your health. But unfortunately, most households continue using the same old bottle just because it smells clean. And now we move to a product that supposedly protects your skin, but could be carrying dangerous chemicals straight into your bloodstream. Now let's discuss sunscreen, a product you've been told to use every day to protect your skin. But what if that protection comes with a hidden cost? Brands like Banana Boat and Coppertone fill shelves with their colorful packaging and promises of UV defense. But if you look at the back of the package, you'll find a list of chemicals that go far beyond blocking the sun. One of the most controversial is oxybenzone, a chemical UV filter linked to hormonal disruptions and allergic reactions. Studies have shown it can be absorbed through skin and reach the bloodstream in significant amounts and even accumulate over time. In fact, oxybenzone is banned in places like Hawaii and parts of the Caribbean due to its toxic impact on coral reefs. If it's harmful to marine life, what's it doing inside your body? And it doesn't end there. Some sunscreens also contain octinoxate and homosalate, compounds with increasing evidence of causing endocrine disruptions and possible toxic effects on reproduction. The ironic part is many of these products are sold as family safe or dermatologist recommended, despite concerns from toxicologists and environmental groups. Safer alternatives exist: mineral sunscreens that use zinc oxide or titanium dioxide as a physical barrier. They stay on top of skin instead of being absorbed and don't present the same risks. So next time you buy sunscreen, don't just look at the SPF, look at the ingredients. After exposing the worst products, let's take a breath, because there's also good news. Not everything you buy is full of toxics or lies. Some brands are doing things right, using real ingredients, prioritizing health, and proving that clean, effective alternatives exist. Let's start with Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap. This iconic brand has been making soap since 1858, using only organic, fair trade ingredients. No synthetic detergents, no artificial fragrances, and no hidden chemicals. It's concentrated, versatile, and safe for your skin, your children, and even your pets. Then there's Green Pan ceramic cookware. Unlike traditional pans, Green Pan uses a ceramic coating called Thermolon, free from PFS, PFOA, lead, and cadmium. It performs excellently, without releasing toxins into your food. A real upgrade for those serious about their cooking and health. And for laundry, Attitude Laundry Detergent. This Canadian brand is EWG verified, fragrance-free, and made with plant-based ingredients. It cleans just as well as major brands, but without leaving chemical residues on your clothes or in the water. These aren't unknown alternative brands. They're reliable, tested, and available at major stores or online. Choosing better products doesn't mean sacrificing results. It means taking back control of what enters your home and body. Now you know the truth. Every product we've exposed today hides behind marketing, clean labels, pretty scents, doctor-recommended claims. But behind all that, synthetic chemicals, hormone disruptors, and toxic shortcuts companies hope you'll never question. But now, you do know. You have the power to choose better, to read labels, to ask what's really in your home, to protect yourself and your family, not just from germs, but from products claiming to keep you safe. If this video opened your eyes, do something about it. Like this video to support the message. Subscribe so you never miss another truth they don't want you to hear. And share this with someone you care about, because they deserve to know too. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay informed, and above all, stay safe.